Hence why someone just said,
That was pretty easy. You wear so much, it really just smelled like it.
I know, I don't understand what you mean was.
Yeah, I know.
And then finished it and then walked over to her to ask questions.
What's that?
Aaron, stop.
Sorry.
I mean, I think she's right. You should probably stop.
I don't know what you mean by that. I literally can't. I'm still recovering from cold. I'll probably have TV constantly.
My laptop's so warm.
Alright, I have seasonal allergies. Okay.
Everyone has seasonal
Mine are
allergies.
bad. Mine are really bad. That's why I like walk around with teeth in my nose. I can't breathe it off.
You have so many clones. You got something in there.
Maybe a
I'm depressed. I don't know.
So wait, it'll only take a
Depression, but
second.
a severe allergy. I'm allergic to.
Yo, I got the video.
My water bottle.
Oh, your water bottle. Bro, you don't want the shaky hand. You don't want the shaky recording.
No, I don't.
You don't want it.
Yeah, that was
I have a better shake than she hand, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
That's what's that?
You do it from.
Bro, I got a better
Yes.
shake so much better than school fighting. Bro, I'm so good. I'm so good at taking videos.
Cover your cheeks.
I'm good, Sal.
Could be worse.
Okay, so you don't have that.
Yeah, I'm actually good.
You don't have Alzheimer's. You don't have
Yo,
My ugly.
yo,
Are you
the
ready?
should it record?
Yeah. So, as you may know, I'm Kabir, and I started the Financial Literacy Club. In the first meeting, it's about budgeting. So we'll be going over what is Finlit and why is it important, what is budgeting, why is it important, a video example, and then there's like a game kit at the end. So financial literacy is an important topic to learn about. It will help you succeed in your life. It teaches you important topics such as managing money, investing, and paying off debts/loans. So the 5 tools to make a budget: determine your income, calculate your monthly expenses, set realistic goals, track your spending, and pick a budgeting plan. So understanding your budget. Making a budget and sticking to it is one of the best ways to understand where your money goes every month and what changes you can make to help reach your financial goals. So when making a budget, the goal is to avoid spending more money than you earn every month. And there's several approaches to making a budget, and the right way to do it depends on your priorities and goals. So determine your income. So if you get paid monthly, it's pretty easy. Just deduct your taxes and liabilities from your income to get your take-home pay. And then if you're paid every other week, multiply your net pay by 2. And if your wages fluctuate, then like average them out and use that. So calculate your monthly expenses. So once you understand your income, you want to run the numbers for your expenses. So start looking at your bank and credit card statements over the past 3 to 6 months to get an idea of what you typically spend every month. So break these expenses into categories such as necessities versus discretionary spending, and then create as many categories as you'd like, such as rent and utilities. And so the more detailed your expense categories are, the easier it'll be to understand what you're actually paying for and where your money is going. And monthly expenses can vary drastically from month to month, which complicates things. So it's important to plan ahead for big or annual expenses. Set realistic goals. So once you know how you're spending your money, take some time to set goals on how you want to manage your money going forward. So for example, if you're hoping to pay down your debt faster, Set a goal for how much you'll put towards it every month, and then cut spending in other areas to make sure it happens. So it's crucial to be realistic with your goals, as you can usually become overwhelmed if it's too hard. And then set goals that require you to stretch a little, but keep in mind that it can take time to develop the habits that you want to have. Track your spending. So tracking your income and setting goals for how you want to spend your money is one thing, but it won't do much good if you don't keep track of your spending. Keeping track of your spending is tough, especially if you tend to make several purchases a day. So you can use budgeting software to aid the process, or you can just write it down on paper using your credit card statements. And then from there you can categorize each purchase to see what you've spent most on every month. So pick a budgeting plan. So there's 4 main ones: the envelope plan, 50-30-20 plan, the 2-account plan, and the zero-based budgeting plan. So with the envelope system, basically you allocate your money in cash and different envelopes based on the categories you have. So then when you need more money in one topic, then or one category, then you just take some money out of your other envelope and put it in there. So it's pretty easy to budget. So the 50-30-20 plan is all about simplicity. So you allocate 50% of your take-home pay to necessities, 30% to your wants, and 20% to your savings, such as if you're saving to buy a car or new shoes or something. So the 2-account plan, you add up your fixed monthly expenses and divide it by the number of paychecks you get, and then you deposit that fixed expense amount into one bank account when you get paid, and the remainder goes into a second account for what you want to spend on your wants. So it's best if you only use cash and your debit card for purchases, because you'll always know what your balance is. So the zero-based budgeting plan. So the idea is to assign every dollar to something, essentially making your expenses equal to your take-home pay. So this is like the envelope system, but it doesn't require you to use cash. So it requires you to be detail-oriented, and there's less room for error. So it may be best used after you've been budgeting for a while, as you won't have any money at the end of the month after using this plan. How to stick to your budget. Creating a budget may be the easiest part of budgeting. Keeping track and limiting your expenses every month so you can stick to your budget is usually the hard part. These are some tips. Be realistic. Setting realistic goals is crucial because it'll help you avoid falling short. Plan ahead. It's almost a guarantee that life will go as planned, so it's always important to keep emergency savings, especially, and then use credit cards responsibly so you don't acquire debt, and you make sure you can pay it off. So, how creating a budget can help your credit. As you work to create and maintain a budget, you may start to see some improvements with your credit score. Budgeting can have a positive impact on your credit history because it can help you pay existing debt more quickly. It can help you avoid high balances and keep your credit utilization low. It can help ensure that you always have enough cash to make your debt payments on time, and it allows you to save more money and avoid unnecessary debt. So, above all things, remember your goals. Making a budget can be an important step in the right direction. It'll show you where your money is going and where you may have to spend less, so you can save for a car, a home, or whatever your financial goals are. But budgeting for the sake of budgeting isn't fun. So remind yourself the reasons why you're doing it and appreciate what you're gonna get at the end. So this is a video example.
The thing that's different about a Virgo vacation home, you always have the
Saving strategies. The lesson will help you set up micro budgets. See how daily changes add up to big savings. One exercise you may have practiced before starting college was the creation of a college financing plan that helped you map how you'd get through school financially. You likely estimated your tuition and living expenses and thought of how you'd finance those expenses. That's a big exercise involving lots of guesstimating and hoping that your expenses won't increase too heavily while you're in school. The alternative to this large-scale budgeting is called micro budgeting. A college student's life is frequently changing. Your schedule, living arrangements, and work-school life balance are in a constant state of flux. Creating micro budgets is a way to combat these frequent changes without busting your budget. Micro budgets take two forms. One, a budget for a certain expense or event, such as a vacation, a trip home, holiday shopping, textbooks, or any other item that may have a few purchases involved with the expense. Two, a monthly or weekly budget. Budgeting may not fit snugly and conveniently into a 52-week schedule. You may have odd income spurts where you make some money during school breaks or in the summer, but don't have regular income at other times of the year. That is when budgeting for 1 month or even 1 week is helpful. Here's an example of how micro budgeting works. Let's pretend your sweet grandma is turning 75 years old. There's no way you're missing the celebration. However, attending the party includes setting up expenses. Since you knew about the party months in advance, you've been able to set aside some money. For this important weekend with grandma, we'll create a micro budget. Rule number 1 in micro budgeting is to be conservative with your income. For our weekend with grandma, you saved $300. Let's create a budget based on $250. Be conservative. Rule number 2 for micro budgeting is to be liberal with your expenses. You'll need $40 in gas to get to grandma's house. We'll budget $50. Meals for the weekend might be $80 to take grandma out, but we'll budget $100. You want to get a nice gift on your grandma. So you talk to all your cousins and everybody for $90. But let's budget $100. There, we've budgeted for $250 in expenses. Rule number 3 for micro budgeting is to create your budget based on money that you already earned. Because the time period is smaller, you can more accurately estimate the expenses and match them against money that's already in your checkbook. In our example, we saved $300, we budgeted for $250, and we may get by for less. And since we're using money in our checking account, we've avoided using credit cards. When you purchase things with a credit card and don't pay off the balance, or use student loans for expenses unrelated to your education, you're making it more difficult to make your future budgets work. Live frugally now, and you can have more room in your budget down the road. By cutting $7 a day out of your budget, you could borrow $2,500 less in student loans each year. To cut over $200 a month out of your budget wouldn't be get serious. Go to the library for books or DVDs instead of buying them. Buy food in bulk, bring your own lunch, buy consignment, rent textbooks, and make a commitment to your future. These daily savings will help make your budget add up. Thanks for working through these budgeting exercises with us. Good luck with creating and staying on a budget.
I wanted to be a
So, we have a quiz to do.